Thanks for joining me, everyone. We just had your session on how to create a podcast. We gave a step-by-step approach, but why don't we just start with the general idea of why your podcast started and what you try to cover?
Yeah, so I'm Tiffany Muchler, and we have the Tips for Change podcast through Voyage Federal Credit Union. And our credit union is very small, and we're a very community-based credit union. So we really focus on different things throughout the community, such as a local news source or somebody running a side hustle, or even some of our business members for the podcast.
Okay. And you all talked about how before a credit union creates a podcast, they should sit down and think about why they're creating that podcast. Want to just go into that a little bit, what you mean by the why?
Yeah, the why. I mean, for me, it's like wanting to find ways to engage. And so what is your purpose? Like, why are you doing it? I think at the end of the day, you know, people want to dive in and they want to create, and there's so many things that you can do. There's so many content ideas. But from my perspective, I'm Val, so I'm with the digital marketing agency. And so for me, I know at the end of the day, I need to know why we are doing this in the first place. Things are going to be measured at the end of the year. What's the success behind it? What does success look like? So I like defining all of those things up front, and that's just a goal that we're always working towards with every episode, with every season, with every quarter, whatever it is. So defining that why, and for Tiffany at Voyage, it's very community focused. So it's trying to find ways to engage with the community, show Voyage's engagement with, you know, organizations within the community, how they highlight and help, you know, other businesses and people, whether it's through loans, whether it's through mortgages. It's just trying to find a way to give back.
Sure. And you brought up how there's 500,000 podcasts, I think you said, but that there's still success to be had out there.
Definitely. There's so much content that's on the marketplace right now that is A, poorly produced, or B, just kind of doesn't really resonate with the audience. Mm-hmm. So it's really about finding the content that your audience is already searching for, things that they're already interested in, and bringing it to them, right? So really, to Val's point, really identifying opportunities, maybe where there's like weak spots in the market, where there's, you know, pockets of your membership that are already looking for this kind of content, and bringing it to them on behalf of the credit union, and really getting the audience to feel like you care about the same things they care about. Yeah.
Okay. So we covered the why and the success metrics maybe. What about just, is there something you see people do wrong as far as getting their podcast out there, or a thing that you think really helps kind of get eyeballs on it?
I would say that from my perspective on that, getting more eyeballs on it is just interviewing people and having guests on the podcast that are well known in the community, or people that people actually want to hear from. So we did one recently about Feeding South Dakota, which is a division of Feeding America, and just like how their distribution works and learning about that. And that's something people are really interested in, and like giving back to the community, like that's just really important. And I think that's how you can get more viewership. Mm-hmm. But from the other side of it, you might know more about that.
Oh, just in regards to things that people are doing that's maybe not correct?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, I think that the knee-jerk reaction for a lot of credit unions in particular is that they want to talk about financial services. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's been done to death. I think there's a lot of different folks out there on a national level with major budgets that are putting together this sort of content. So it's about taking that content and making it resonate with your members more. A lot of times that means hyper-localizing that message, bringing it down to the grassroots level, like what Tiffany was talking about, bringing in some of those member stories and really making it personal to the credit union. That's where the gold is, right? Just having a podcast to talk about how to get a great auto loan is not going to resonate with an audience.